So I just got off the phone with a representative from Virginia Mason Hospital, and honestly, not too impressed. She called, and all the words she used were wrong. "Oh, I understand you had a service dog or like a companion dog with you." No big difference. I said, no, I did not have a companion dog with me. I had a service dog with me that you guys would not let me have access to the recovery room where my mother was because of the dog, which is against the law. And so she's like, well, I looked at Virginia Mason policy, and pets aren't allowed in the back, and pets aren't allowed in the hospital. And I'm like, okay, she's not a pet, she's a piece of medical equipment. Anyway, this lady didn't get it. And I told her, she's like, well, I'll look into it more. And I said, I don't think you're understanding what it is you're even doing right now. I was not rude. I mean, I was just pointed. You're using all the wrong words. This has nothing to do with any of the things she was saying. It's really frustrating. I said, was I allowed back there when they said you can come see your mother? That granted me access as one of the public to come back and see her, correct? Well, yeah. Okay, then my dog goes with me anywhere the public can go. Well, no, that's not our policy. Well, then your policy's wrong and you're gonna get sued. Not by me, but by somebody. Somebody's gonna sue you along the way. So anyway, now I'm waiting for them to send me the policy via snail mail so I can review what it is she's talking about, because I'm really hoping she's just confused and is not reading it right and doesn't understand it, and that Virginia Mason, this well-known, respected hospital, is not discriminating against, you know, people with disabilities, because that's kind of ridiculous. So I'm waiting for that to come in the mail. I'll see what it says, and then we'll start part 3 of this saga of just trying to see my poor mom after her procedure at Virginia Mason Hospital in Seattle. Oh my God, you guys. Just when I didn't think this could get any more ridiculous. Virginia Mason sent me the paperwork that this lady's referring to, and I received it in the mail. And it's basically the rights of disabled people with service dogs. It's from the ADA, and it discusses all the rights of service dog handlers. So I don't understand why she sent me this. And there was no cover letter, there was no like highlighted section that she, you know, like this is the part I'm referring to. It was just like this 3 pages, like folded and stuffed into an envelope and sent to me. And I don't understand, because it basically validates my point. It doesn't back her up at all. I think there's one part that she's referring to, and I believe that's the part, there's a very small area there where it talks about hospitals, access with hospitals. It says, where service dogs are allowed. Under the ADA, state and local governments, businesses, and nonprofit organizations that serve the public generally must allow service animals to accompany people with disabilities in all areas of the facility where the public is normally allowed to go. And it says, for example, in a hospital, it would be inappropriate to exclude a service animal from areas such as patient rooms, clinics, cafeterias, or examination rooms. However, it may be appropriate to exclude a service animal from operating rooms or burn units where the animal's presence may compromise a sterile environment. So that's basically exactly what I told the staff at Virginia Mason. That's exactly what I told the lady that sent me this paperwork, that, you know, yeah, if my mom was, you know, being in a unit where she was severely burned, I see why the dog wouldn't be allowed. But it was a recovery room. Let's face it. It's not sterile. It's just waiting for her to wake up and be ready to like put her shoes on and leave. So I will be calling the lady at Virginia Mason back and discussing her policy with her, because her policy completely 100% backs up everything that I'm saying. And I don't understand why she sent it to me, because it just proves that she's wrong. So I will try to videotape that phone call, though I don't know if I'll be, I think I have to tell her, and I don't know if she'll be like, yeah, go for it, or she'll be like, no. Anyway, so. Hey, Dan, this is Lisa Ford, and I talked to you maybe a couple weeks ago about a service dog incident that I had with you guys. Do you remember? Sorry, I've been trying to get a hold of you, but it just keeps going to your machine. No, I was there to pick up my mother who had had a procedure done. Well, first I want to let you know I'm recording this conversation just for information so I can keep everything straight. Really? Because we're just going over what you sent me, just the paperwork that you sent me. There's basically... Okay. Okay.
Allow you to record me.
Understood. I turned it.
Be recorded. Everyone's being recorded all the time now. This is silly. You're asking for permission.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
I kind of wondered.
And now she's untrustworthy. You know what I mean? Or trusting. Now she's like, well, you could still be recording it.
It could have been anyway.
I know.
Here's where I'll be on hold for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So long story short, I turned off the video because she didn't agree to being recorded. And then I've asked to talk to her manager. So now I'm recording again. I'll see if she'll talk to me while it's recording. I don't know. That's kind of weird because I know they're recording what I'm saying. So I don't see why they would not let me record what they're saying. What?
You could tell them they wouldn't even let you continue. Now you could be recording it, so now I can't talk to you at all.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird. But
Very strange.
anyway, we'll see what her manager says if she ever picks up.
You call any customer service in any corporation, they will right up front say they're recording your call.
It's not that I have questions. It's more that what you sent me defines my rights. It doesn't define your rights in the way you treated me. You're not you personally, obviously, but you know, Virginia Mason. So it's very confusing because what you sent me doesn't back up what you're saying it says. So I don't understand why you sent me what the ADA says is my legal rights of places I can go with my service dog. Does that make sense? Can I just have the name and number of your manager? All right. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Bye.
I would have been so much meaner to her.
What was that? I can't be mean.
I just not mean, but I meant I was trying to be quiet so much because she needed to be told how that works on a phone call. When somebody asked, "I'm recording this, is that okay?" and you say no, I'm revoking authorization for that, then the party turns the recording off and the phone call gets to continue. You don't just say no.
I think it's because she knows she's like, I don't actually know any of the rules about this. I'm making this up as I go, and now I don't want to be pinned down.
It's not like you recorded the call and then told her at the end. You told her right at the beginning before you'd said anything, "I'm recording this, is that okay?" And she's saying as if you were recording it without authorization. That's the time to get authorization. She revoked it or never gave it to you. And then she's like, "No, I can't talk to you anymore because you're not trustworthy." It makes no sense. None of it makes as much sense as that crap that stuff she sends you.
Yeah, I know.
It's nothing.
It doesn't.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I'll I guess call the next lady. I don't really want to do this. This isn't really my thing. Is to make trouble.
You need to straighten this up because this lady should not be in customer service. She's terrible.
Well, she's nice, but she doesn't know anything, and then she
doesn't know anything. She doesn't learn anything, and then she does weird stuff like this. That's weird.
So, yeah, I guess I'll call this Jennifer lady.
You should call her back right now.
Who?
And say, "I have this information I wanted to discuss with you. Can we discuss it?"
Who?
This lady you just hung up with. Apparently it's a new call, new day. Now you're not recording it. Well, how's she going to handle that? Call from your phone.
No, it's the same person. It'll be the same grievance. She's going to say no again. She's going to say, "I don't feel comfortable talking to you."
But you're in customer service. I'm sorry. You have to feel comfortable talking to me. I don't understand what leg she has to stand on.
Would you
not
like to
talking
call?
to you.
I don't want to call. I don't want to do that. It's not my. I don't feel like I need to. I want to educate them about service dog awareness, not about their job and how they're supposed to reply to people.
Shocking. Yeah, like if I ran that like here, if I'm just like, yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. Legally, and I understand legally you can't, like in Washington State, I don't think you can record a police officer or...
You can
EMT.
under certain circumstances, yeah.
But...
when they're doing their duty, you can.
I think you have to have their permission. My brother was big on that. I can't remember.
I looked
Washington
it up just
State's
recently.
one of the few states I thought you had to have... Anyway. But people are doing it all the time. I just can't believe they're just like, oh, I'm not gonna address this situation now because that was happening. It's just weird. It's as weird as the stuff you got from her already.
I know.
Which makes like, is she just not smart? What's going on with it? I don't understand.
She's just trying to fluff through it.
But this just made me think nobody's ever done that to her, obviously. So it floored her, and then she backpedaled too far. Yeah, I can't even talk to you anymore.
Yeah, when your customer service refuses to discuss a customer issue.
Is there another customer service person that I could maybe talk with instead?
Yeah. Oh well, I'll try.
This is why
I'll try again.
There's lawsuits about this. This is what I think
try
you
to
should
straighten
get.
stuff. Oh, I don't want to go that far with.
I'm just saying.
I just
this is
want them
why
to say sorry.
You get a lawyer, and then this person doesn't talk to the lawyer because the lawyer's like, you clearly know nothing, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then everything's recorded. The lawyer calls and it's recorded because you're working your way up to
litigation.
Well, maybe not to litigation, but to yeah, I guess it is litigation. But I don't know. This is how this gets fixed. It's not getting fixed now because she's not even talking. Her supervisor had no idea that you were even there.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I feel like if I lived closer, I would just go in and just spend a day walking around there getting sent to different until I finally got somebody to say.
I'd go down with you if you want to do that.
It's a long day.
But you need to have a lawyer retainer first.
Do you know any lawyers? I don't either. Carrie.
Yeah, but I'm sure you could do an ADA. There's probably an ADA lawyer in Gadget County somewhere that loves this kind of stuff because he doesn't get paid unless you do, probably. You know what I mean?
I know, but
that's how it.
I know, but this.
You know,
Yeah.
you probably would never get it fixed like when we went to the restaurant that wouldn't let us come in, and then finally did because they realized, oh, but this kind of incident, this has this many layers of bureaucracy, and you're at the first layer.
And well, they should just have a service dog. Policy. Thank you. John Hopkins does. I have a copy of it. You know, it's.
You sure they don't?
I looked all through it and I couldn't find anything. John Hopkins has one, and this is just what I found online real quick. And Stanford Hospital, they both have them.
I don't know. This is just me because I'm too hot-headed. I would call her back and say, rather than you and I discuss this, my lawyer would like a copy of your service dog policy.
That was what she sent me. This is her service dog policy.
Are you kidding me?
When she says, "Well, our policy says no, that they can't go here and there."
This is not a policy.
No, this is
Did she highlight that or you?
I highlighted that because that's what she sent. You know, and I'm like, she just sent it literally with not even a cover sheet, not even a "Hello, Lisa. Here's the thing we discussed" or anything. Just this was in an envelope.
This is not a policy
without her name
this
even.
Is you know what I mean?
She's trying to brush me off. Like I'd look at it and go, "Oh yeah, okay."
But I meant this is not a policy.
No.
Policy is like an internal document that's
correct.
Has their letterhead on it. It's
just like the John Hopkins one does. You know? Yeah, and this one says that they must let the dog accompany me.
If you did retain a lawyer, the first thing they're gonna want is that. So then you could call her back right now, and I feel like this is unfinished until you call her back because
why do I want to call her back?
Because you can't just not want to talk to someone. I don't feel comfortable talking to you because you recorded me. I'm like, no, I didn't. I told you. We did not record the conversation. I told you that I was going to, and it's weird. You know what I mean? Yeah. You guys did not have a conversation.
I tried to. Did you see me try to get back in there and say, well, I mean, this thing you sent me, and she's like, no, I'm done.
She's already done. Yeah.
I'm done talking to you. I'm scared. I think because she knows this is not a policy. this is not fixing. And I didn't have questions.
They probably have an in-house lawyer too.
Email
That's
with your
who
questions.
you need to. So can I get the name of your in-house lawyer, and can I get a copy of the policy sent to me, please? This is not the policy. This is the federal standard.
For me.
Yeah,
It
doesn't matter.
That protects me.
It's the federal standard. It's not the
So you think
policy.
I should call her back? She's not going to answer now, but should I call her back and ask for that, her in-house
I'd be
lawyer?
prepared to.
Or do I want to talk to the manager first?
I would call her back and leave a message, because you're just going to get a message, and say, I would like the name and contact information of your in-house lawyer, and I would like a copy of your policy. It is unacceptable that you are unwilling to talk to me on the phone.
I can't lawyer. Okay.
Because then that's part of the recording.
She probably gonna answer if I say then I'm all ready to leave a message. I'll have the I'll know.
No, then you say the same thing. I need just two things from you. Sorry, I know you probably still aren't willing to talk to me, but I need it. Your in-house lawyer, name and contact info. Yeah. Hey, sorry, I'm just.
All right.
Oh, hey.
Oh, it's you. Hey, shh. We're recording. Sit down. Please.
Are you recording me?
Well, if you keep talking and walking around, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Close that door, would you?
She edits you out though.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to edit you out, but
That's
I need to
fine.
stay focused on what I'm saying here.
Okay.
So I need to call. You want me to call and ask for the name and the contact information for the in-house lawyer?
Yeah.
And what was the other thing? And then tell her it's unacceptable that she won't talk to me because.
No, that's it. I would just leave that on a machine, because then it documents on the recording that she's gonna have to show. Everybody's gonna have to listen. It documents that
she
she's
wouldn't talk to me.
unwilling to talk to you on the phone. And then she has to explain. Well, she's recording me, whatever. It's let her explain that. But if she does, I wouldn't bring it up if she doesn't.
Okay.
Sorry,
I don't know what that was.
So you want two things: the lawyer thing and a copy of their in-house policy.
Yeah.
Because what she sent was the federal guidelines that protects you and your service dog. It is not a policy of how they should handle these situations.
Right. That's what I was trying to get from her the first time, because that's what she said. I think that is their policy. I think that's it. They have no policy.
That's
the best she could do is to find that real quick and crank it out, and then not. Maybe she didn't even read it.
That's online. Yeah, she apparently didn't, because it's.
Yeah.
All it says is some. It's obvious what it says. It says some surgical suites and stuff, which this is not where you work.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay. Let me try this again. Nope.
No chitty chatty.
Okay.
Do you want me to not be in here holding it?
If you guys want to leave, that's fine.
Does that make it easier?
Yeah, probably.
Let's know how it goes.
Okay.
Oh, any boots?
Sorry. You can just watch the video.
That's
Fine. I'll be on a sec, although we'll leave.
Okay. We listen for yelling.
Don't forget your radio, Lance. Radio.
I don't need it. I turn it off.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna call back and get the name and contact information of their in-house lawyer and see if I can get her to send me a copy of the hospital policy, which I think is what she thought she already sent me, even though it actually just defines my rights as a service dog handler. But we'll see. She probably won't even answer.
Crosby of Patient Relations. Sorry I've missed your call. I'm either with the patient or on another call. Please leave your name and number, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hi, Deanne. This is Lisa Ford again with the service dog thing, and sorry to bother you. I do need a couple other things from you. I was wondering if you give me the name and contact information for your in-house lawyer. Also, I would like a copy of Virginia Mason's service dog policy. I can't imagine that you guys have been around as long as you have and you don't have an actual policy in place. Not something that you sent before, not the ADA requirements for you to allow me places, but your policy that actually defines what the hospital allows and doesn't allow for service dogs. I have to say I'm a little annoyed that as a customer service representative that you won't talk to me, that you won't you know, help me out here, even though I understand the whole video recording thing. That's totally understandable. That's why I told you about it, and that's why I turned it off. But then it's like you didn't believe me, and as a customer service representative, I kind of think you have to continue the call. But whatever. Anyway, so if you could please send me the name and contact information for your in-house lawyer, and send me a copy of your hospital's service dog policy. My address. And I think that's it. So, again, Lisa Ford, thank you very much. Bye. Okay, I don't know. We'll see. Otherwise, I'm going to call her manager, I guess, and start there. And but hopefully that put a little scare into her, I guess. I don't like this. I don't like doing it. I'm not comfortable doing it, but it needs to be done. So I guess I'll do it.